Hello, everybody. Happy Wednesday. And today I'm going to talk about knowing your numbers for business. So far, we've gone over know your why, hiring a coach, building relationships. And today we're going to talk about another important thing to grow your business, and that is knowing your numbers. My most unfavorite part of doing business, at least I'm honest. Anyway, I got to go back a little bit. In college, I took accounting classes 3 times and I dropped out every single time. It was just boring to me. I thought, who really cares? Who really cares? But anyway, I know it's important, and we all need to know our numbers for business in order to stay in business, to know what we have in our accounts, what we don't have in our accounts, how soon we have to make up that money and get it in there so we can pay our coaches, pay our family, pay the bills for business, and what we can do to move forward in our business. So today I'm going to just try to have a little fun about accounting, because really it's pretty boring unless there's you mathematicians or financial people out there. But anyway, really it's important to know your numbers. And the first thing an entrepreneur should do is get a relationship, make a relationship with an accountant, as CPA. They know what they're doing, and you can interview several of them. I was lucky enough early on. I've been in business 21 years, and I think I've had my accountant for over 15 now, and he is a great guy. I wasn't really quite sure what I was going to do. I had worked with a couple, and they really weren't meeting my needs. I was a small business, and they didn't really care about me, even though I was making great money. And this man called me up and said, "Can I come out and talk to you?" And I said, "Sure." And he has worked with me through all the years and stuck by me through thick and thin and good and bad. And so find a relationship with an accountant that you can relate to, and he will help you, or she, with those numbers and helping you know what you need to do in the future. I've even set up some IRAs with him and his business to help me have a plan for the future. And so knowing your numbers is so important. And also hire a bookkeeper. If you don't like doing the bookkeeping work, hire a bookkeeper. And we get paid. Our goal is to ultimately bring in the money and bring in a lot of money. So what we want to do is spend our time doing what we do best and pay someone else to do what they do best. So a bookkeeper does what they do best, and so hire that out. Find the money to do that. And I had gone through a couple bookkeepers, and my first bookkeeper was great, but she lived far away and didn't want to do virtual work, or I don't like the word virtual too much, but she didn't want to do work in her office. And so she decided not to work with me. And so I hired on someone who I thought I could trust, and she worked with me for probably 5 or 6 years. And I'm just telling you this story because I want you to be aware and what I learned from it. And I'd asked her to be doing things and thought she was doing things because we were friends, and kind of goes back to whether or not you should really hire friends to do work with. But anyway, I found out I was asking her to do things and saying what needed to go into expenses, what needed to go into costs or income, that kind of thing. And I kind of noticed that, we were sitting right here in the office together because she did come in to do the work. And I kind of noticed that she wasn't doing things when I asked her to, or putting things in. So one evening I decided to go back through my accounting for just that year. And I probably should have been doing it more often than that, and that's my fault. But I found mistakes where I had lost a lot of money because she wasn't doing the work properly. So I let her go, and I learned how to do accounting, the bookkeeping part anyway, so that I could hand it off to my accountant. And I did that for me. I wanted to learn it because I was never going to be put in that situation again. And I learned the hard way, but I learned how to balance my checkbook every week. Yes, I did it in QuickBooks. I like QuickBooks. I learned how to know what to put in, what type of accounts they were, where the credit card information goes, if someone pays you in cash, what you do for that. I did all the invoicing. Yes, it took away time from my business, but I was determined to learn that and know it so that no one would ever, you know what, to me again. So my biggest accomplishment with that too was I balanced every single month for over a year until I brought on a new bookkeeper. And when I brought on this new bookkeeper, she was so on top of things that she blew my mind away. I knew I didn't have to worry about her, but I still did go back and I did check things because, like I said, I wasn't going to be put in that situation again. And then we would just hand it over to the accountant every quarter. And then we knew what our numbers were. We knew where we were in profit, loss, the balance sheet, all of that kind of stuff. So my advice to you is hire your accountant, hire a bookkeeper. Know what your numbers are. It's scary to go into your bank account and find out that you might have $20 and you know you have an $800 coaching bill coming up at the end of the month. So how are you going to get that money? What's going to make you go get that money? But knowing your numbers is so important, and it's one of the most important things to know in order to grow your business and make it grow forward. Now, also, you want to, when you're knowing your numbers and keeping track of those numbers, if you have a 5-year and out plan, your accountant should be able to help you with that. Say you want to sell your business in 5 years or 7 years. They will help you with that year out plan and get it going so that by year 7, you know that you're at the top of your game. You know your business is where it's at, where it needs to be, and you can sell it for a good amount of money if you've done the work and you are successful. And then you won't go away with nothing. And that goes back to building your list too, which I'm not going to talk about today. But knowing your numbers, knowing how to get to your numbers if you know that you're not at your numbers when you need to be there, and getting the money into the accounts is so important. But keeping track of what you owe versus what's coming in is top of the line. Know it, but hire that accountant, hire that bookkeeper, and you're off and running, and they will help you with the rest. But develop that relationship with your accountant and your bookkeeper, and helping you know your numbers will be right along the way. And also be accountable to yourself. You can trust them, but there's no reason that you can't go back. You're the owner of your company, and you go back and you check things out and make sure that everything's on top so that you're not losing money, or make sure that things aren't in a different place or not being accounted for when you've said this is an expense and this was a business expense, and they put it in for something else, or they don't even put it in because they don't think it's important. So those are my tips for today about accounting, and anyone can learn accounting if you want to, at least the bookkeeping part of accounting. So I'm pure example of that because, like I said, I took it in college 3 times, and it's not that I flunked out or anything. I just decided to stop before I did flunk out because I just didn't have the interest in doing it. But as business owners, we all need to have the interest in doing it and making sure it's worth our while, because if we don't have the money, our business isn't going to go anywhere. So you guys have a great evening. And tomorrow I'll finally talk about my last step in my 5 steps to growing your business and up-leveling it to the next step. And that will be on keep learning. You guys have a great night, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.